Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shutdoor or Doorshutter coming back to you with episode 27 of Shutdoor's 1.16.5 Modpack. And today we are messing with Industrial Foregoing still. Not Mind Factory Reloaded, like I said last time, because for some reason I can't get those two straight. But Industrial Foregoing, real quick, I want to mention that I did move the um, whole latex production stuff up here. I've removed the EMC machine because we still have that one downstairs that is actually quite, efficient. And, it's going to still go over time. And I don't really use it as much since I've blocked off a lot of the condensers. But having, infinite blaze rods is pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, I moved this. And these are using entangled blocks to get, power. And these are using entangled blocks to get power and water. These are all just using entangle blocks get power. It's all downstairs. It's kind of covered up, so I'm not really going to show that. But we do have, plastic and latex and all that stuff being made. These two are basically just our latex production, and they are quite low because I just actually made two add-ons, and there's two more buckets in here of latex. So it's been going for a little bit, but we can now get on the plant gatherer and the plant sower. I think I just want to put this like right here. Nope, that's the wrong block. Plant gatherer here. We just throw an add-on in here. And you can see that if I take this out, the default is like one block. And if you put the add-on in, you can see how much further it actually is. So that's pretty cool. And then we can actually, disable the range. And I believe it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Okay, and you want to plant that one below the main block. And you can see that if we turn that on, there is no, you can see it like glitching out, but that is because it's overlapping. And that means we are in the same range on both of them. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to actually come back here, right? We're going to do, let's see, blazing. We just need one of those. Flux point, blazing, entangled blocks. And we're just going to power these with entangled blocks here. So this will be, a little bit easier. All right. So those should getting power and all of that. And we actually need to get what we are growing, which I don't know why I'm flying back to the base to go look at the system. We can actually just access it here. Let me just grab a couple stacks of these. Okay. And of course, you can do the whole thing here. If you have more than one crop, you don't really need to do it if you don't have, more than one crop. But, I like to keep consistent and all that. It looks like we are good there. All right, so let's grab a piece of dirt out of our thing here. Pocket storage, I think. I don't actually know if I've ever referenced that at all. Oh, that looks trippy. Kind of forgot that happens. If you show area, since this is technically that block, just entangled or whatever, it will show the area there as well. So, So if we go back down here, because I need to turn that off. There we go. Grab this back out. Right? And plant those back. Okay. So now whenever one of these grows, we have, let's see here. Do I actually not have a lot of bones? That's okay. We'll just grab like 12. Oh, actually, never mind. One grew. So you can see it just got harvested, and it's all in here. So we actually need to figure out what we want to do with everything. I know for now, we need a drawer with saplings. And what we'll do is we'll put this under. We'll put the saplings here in this drawer. Because it's not like I need saplings personally. And if I do, I could come over here and, grab some. But for now, don't really need that. So we can lock that. We can actually grab like a pipe. Let's go item pipe, advanced. Okay, and then we also need the pipe wrench. We can just do that. All right, so now what we need is actually another one of these and a little bit more of these. Actually, unless we can do this. Since this is actually quite close, we could probably just pipe this out of here. Right? And just do that. Let's grab a stack of dirt here so we can just fill this back in. All right, is that functioning? That's not where the plant sower is. Okay, it's right there. All right, is that working? Are we getting any items? No, it doesn't look like we can actually push items into that. So let's just do... Oop. Keep accidentally breaking everything. This thing's mining a little fast when it comes to dirt. All right, so we could just put the saplings back. Mine down one so we can get over here. And, we could just put them in the side here. Alrighty, so that is all hooked up. We have the pipe. I think it's like right here is the plant sower, right? So you can see that we are, pushing items into that. And now we need to figure out what we want to do with the rest of the items, which is actually push them into, I think, an ender chest, right? I think an ender chest will work. We could do like a network receiver or whatever, but honestly, I'm not going to do that. I think... Oh, I also upgraded mods in between, and Iron Chest apparently has updated their textures. That's not something I did, by the way. That's just purely what the mod author did, so I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so we actually have Ender Chest in here, and I think white's already being used. So let's grab, like, purple. What kind of dye do I have? I got red. So metal, okay. Alrighty. And we can put this... We actually want to put this somewhere, like, further. So, like, 1 block away should be far enough. Okay. So what that'll do is instead of pushing saplings into this chest, it will force them into this drawer and then everything else in there. And quickly, before, we forget, and this might, be a while before it actually does anything, but let's just throw a void upgrade in here. And let's grab some other upgrades. Just so we know that in the future we'll have plenty of saplings and we won't have to worry about them overflowing, because it's not like we need, thousands and thousands of saplings. So I actually haven't stepped foot in that place in a long while. The actual house that I have, unless I need to sleep, that's the only time I've really touched that house, which is kind of weird. All right, so now what we can do is we can come down here to the storage system. And we can maybe... We might have to do some, like, shenanigans with entangled blocks here. All right, so we're going to take the entangled block, put that right there, put this here, do this, and we can just do that, and not everything will be able to go in there, of course. 100%, I know that. We'll have to add some stuff. So let's get some drawers. So we need like 2 drawers, and we need like a stick and an apple. Okay. And then we'll also need at pipes. I just want to get an advanced filter. Okay. So that should push everything out. And then we should be able to just do. Okay, good. Everything's pushed in here already. Put a key on that. We already have a drawer for oak logs and all that, so that's good. And these are going to have void upgrades in them, by the way. They're not really necessary to have so many things, right? So let's grab void upgrade. 2 void upgrades, not just one. And then a normal upgrade. All right, so void upgrade, fill them with normal. Okay. So that means that we now have, enough stuff to not really need to worry about anything. All right. They changed the name of that now. Larvikite cobblestone. Okay, they've changed the name of that apparently, and I didn't know that. Okay, so now what we can do is we can actually grab some stone here. Where is my stone? So we can just cover this back up. And that is our tree farm done. Oh goodness, that looks kind of crappy. Hold on. Dang it. I'm trying to just fly up here real quick. I don't mind this. These are actually where the latex stuff is being made and all of that fancy jazz. So we don't need to really worry about that. Do we got anything like happening down here? I don't see anything happening. Oh, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, those are about done. Those got like 6,000 stack limit in these because, of course, everything's going to be a little less due to the fact that it's got the redstone upgrade in there. But yeah, we're getting close. So where is that dielectric? I think we should be able to see it if we actually go down here. Because so you got 2, 1, 1, 1. So it's this one right here. I believe. No, this is ender pearls. Okay, so ender pearls, that should be like the first layer, I believe. Okay, ender pearls here. Okay, so why is this not turning off yet? Okay, so let's look back at ender pearls. All right, so ender pearls are down here. Is that outputting a signal right now? Yes, it is. Okay, so why is it not outputting a signal? Apparently this isn't working. I don't think I have a wireless, like, redstone thing. Let me be right back. Alrighty, so I'm back. I did some stuff off camera. And the reason I did some stuff off camera is because this system was broken, question mark, right? So one of the biggest things that I didn't really think of is that these entangle blocks technically output the redstone signal because they are what is down here that is what is putting the redstone signal out. So whenever this drawer would be full, pulling out a whole full signal, a strong signal technically, it would keep the modular router on, causing these drawers to just fill completely, right? So like the dielectric paste was just full. I emptied out, about 1,000 of it, or well, about 144 of it, just so we have, some leeway. I did just make the ender pearls, basically right at the level it needed to be to turn itself off, but currently it's back on. One of the problems with this system is there's going to be like a stack or two that technically get, you know, put in here, which is fine. Like it's a stack or two because right now, 4,000. I'm not gonna be putting 2,000 plus items in this or whatever. Um, a little bit less than 2,000, I guess, not 2,000 plus. But I'm not gonna be putting that many items in here, especially because it's only gonna let like a stack or so in, and that'll be fine. So the reason, yeah, that's the reason why these diamond chests are here is because these drawers were putting high signal out, which meant that they never closed because it would, this needs a high signal to run. That gives off a high signal. It means it's never going to stop. So yeah, that was an issue. I fixed that. And then also you see these blocks back here. So I installed a new mod called Wireless Redstone. It's a very simple mod, and basically the premise is, well, giving you wireless redstone abilities. Basically a transmitter and a receiver. You put these on a frequency, you can just right click on them. You type in your frequency, you press done on the transmitter and the receiver, because these are the transmitters. And this goes from 0 to 31 currently. There's 31 different frequencies for each item, and each one of these has a different one. And I had to remove the lamp here because of course these output a signal, so it just caused the lamp to be on all the time. So I've pushed them back here where the receiver is actually outputting a signal. So once the light is on, this means we have a full drawer, right? Or, over the maximum amount that we really want. Um, and I don't remember, I don't think I actually showed the redstone lamps originally. I think that got cut just because it wasn't, it was kind of trying to save time or whatever. But basically, these were originally on this redstone torch right here. That if it was off, it would mean that, hey, we're full. We're not accepting more items. But if it's on, like this, then it would be like, oh yeah, we're definitely not full. Keep those items coming. But of course, since I had to move these, that had to be moved. So we've moved it back, and that is all good. And the reason we have the wireless redstone mod is because of this. So I kind of forgot how entangled blocks work, just a little bit. So technically, these are side specific, right? So this is basically this. This entangled block is this. You have 3 inputs, 1, 2, and 3, and the output is this direction. So this block here, just like in this example, so you have 1, 2, 3, and the output. So putting them like that, facing this direction, meant that every single time it would be an output, or an input, not an output. So it would never get the signal. So I fixed that, and that is about it for the system. It took a little bit to actually get everything, configured and everything. Originally I was like, I'm gonna have to make a repeater for every one of these, and I'm like, oh wait, redstone signals can pass through blocks and make them basically strong. So we didn't have to worry about that too much. How is this like system going, right? We have a lot of redstone blocks, about 2,307. And so that's 1.3 million redstone dust. That's a lot of redstone dust, in all honesty. Are these cruising? Looks like they are. We've got 50 and 42. How is the tree farm coming along? Let's see. So logs, got 2.8k. Okay, not too shabby. Let's grab some of these. So what we want to do with this real quick. So one of the things that I really don't do that much is actually do entangle blocks correctly. One of the things that I kind of forget is you can actually just place these down anywhere in the world, then bind them to the blocks you need. As long as these 4 blocks that we're binding to, or well, binding in general, stay, these won't ever matter. Unless you're like really specific on the order, it really doesn't need to, be too big of an issue. So we're gonna come back here, and there's like a little hole back here, so we can, mine out a little thing here. All right. All right, so we're gonna place those, right? And now what we want to do is grab an exporter, I think is what we want. I don't know, we'll test real quick, right? And then some cable just in case, and a log. Because we need to keep these guys actually full of logs so they keep producing. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so let's just put a log in here. And let's go fly up. I don't know which one this is. So this is 87766. Okay, so that's not the number that was actually important. Hold on. Negative 392. So it's this one. Okay. Okay, so it is full. All right. Awesome. Okay, so we just want to do 4 exporters. All right. What am I doing? Honestly, no idea. All right, so there we go. So we've got logs placed in there. And that should mean these are all full of logs or, you know, some sort of log or whatever, which is good. All right. Where's my pocket thing? Did I throw that in here? Yeah, I did. Alrighty. So, what do we need to do now? Well, I actually kind of want to look at... I don't know. I don't know what I want to look at, in all honesty. Because this is cruising. Like, we're going, right? We're getting plenty of saplings in there. The trees don't take too long to harvest. So that's good. I really think I probably should make that a bigger tree farm. Like with a different add-on. Maybe I'll do that in the future. But I mean, we don't have like a limited amount of resources. We could definitely do, you know, this tier 12 kind of thing. Like we don't really need to worry about it. I have no idea what these are. These recipes are. Oh, never mind. I do. They are not. They shouldn't be in there, but they are. So the mob slaughter factory. So I think that's probably our next course of action is the mob slaughter factory, just because we need to start getting some pink slime, start working on some stuff, and all of that fancy jazz. Alrighty, so we have a few more minutes here. Let's make something real quick. So I'm currently at the sweet potato farm making plant sower, plant gatherer, and I mentioned this a little while ago. The +4 is perfect size for these farms, like legitimately like perfect size. So we're doing that. One of the things is I want to do something else with this system. What I want to do is get I need a formulaic crafter. Another one of these things. Okay. And then the crafting formula. Alright, so now what we need to do is let's dig down. Okay, so let's get these two things powered. Okay, so entangled. Now let's just get a flux point. So we should only ever get sweet potatoes out of this, right? There should never be a reason to get anything else at all out of this system. So in theory, we should only need to worry about potatoes. So on the other side of this, we actually want to put the formulaic crafter thing here. So like right here. That should be fine. Okay. And what we're going to do then is we're going to put the router, okay, with this player module in it, right? I made this. And basically what this will do is, let's look. So I can pull from my inventory or I can push to my inventory. You can choose which one. Enter, main inventory, armor slots, a whole bunch of stuff. So if you have armor that constantly breaks, say like you're in the nether and you want to trade with piglins and you don't want to get attacked, you could just constantly put armored. So you could constantly just put like armor on your hand, like on your head or whatever. Or you can just do the offhand slot, which is what we want, because I want to have the ability to have infinite food, basically, right? So what we can do is we can craft a recipe that I think is, what is the recipe for this again? Okay, so 2. So just like that, right? We'll put the crafting formula in here and code auto mode on. And this might be the most difficult part, right? Because I need to make sure that never leaves. Alright, so let's grab the potatoes out of here. Alright, so let's make sure we get this, filled up. Where are my sweet potatoes? I thought I had, yeah, I have a drawer of them. Which, I mean, I guess I could run an item pipe from like the back to the, like from the bottom to the back with the filter of cookware, right? Yeah, I'll have to do that. Okay. So let's get a pipe at pipes. All right, let's grab a few of those. Grab an advanced. All right, so what we'll do is we'll take this. And unless there's like a thing I'm missing. I don't know. So we'll see. All right, then we need the pipe wrench. Okay. So we want to take this. We'll do add that, submit. Right? Okay, so we put this in here. It crafts. Okay. We want to do auto eject on. And we want this to come out of the bottom. And then the back, which should be, which one? This one? Okay, so there. So that fixes the bakeware issue. Of course, this is gonna, die soon because I don't have any power to it. So let's grab an entangled block. Then let's grab a blazing cable. I had to think about it for a second there. Okay, and we can actually just like throw a whole bunch of sweet potatoes in there. Right? Sorry for my phone buzzing there. Dang it. Scroll, man, scroll. Okay. So there's that. So now what should happen is we want to do input or output on the top with the control of that. And we want to just do a puller. We only want to pull sweet potatoes, from the bottom. Okay. So then we can do output auto. Is that going to work? That might not work. No, we don't want to pull sweet potatoes. We want to pull that. That's my bad. Okay. So you should see that over time, we're going to have 32. The reason 32 is because I put a regulator upgrade in here. I kind of forgot to mention that. If you put a regulator upgrade in here, you'll actually be able to control how many you have. But over time, this thing should fill up. Like this should fill up, and then this should fill up with that, right? That's what we want. But we also need to run a pipe for this, saying, hey, yeah, we need to put your sweet potatoes in there. Okay, and that is that. So we now have an automated food source we really won't have to worry about too much. So we now have, just food. We don't really need to worry about actually ever, losing it. If we die, for example, we, lose this, all of a sudden, hey, we have more back, right? So we don't really need to worry too much about that, and that's a good thing. But on that note, we are actually going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.